Welcome to Thrive's HR Essentials on understanding common law in terminations.
This video was designed to walk you through key principles to help you understand the impact of common law principles when making the decision to terminate.
Common law, in the context of employment termination, refers to legal principles developed over time through court decisions rather than specific legislation. It provides a framework for determining an employee's rights and entitlements when their employment ends.
First, it is important to review the key principles of common law in terminations. Reasonable notice refers to the notice or pay in lieu of notice that would be deemed reasonable. Often this can vary greatly from the legislative minimums, as it considers the amount of time that it would take to find comparable employment, unless you have a valid employment contract that specifies a different notice period.
Several factors influence the length of reasonable notice, including length of service, position, age of the employee, and the availability of similar employment opportunities.
Employees have a duty to mitigate their losses by actively seeking new employment during the notice period. This can help offset obligations placed on the employer. To bring common law implications to life, let's delve into a real-life scenario.
In the case of Wilds versus 1959612 Ontario Inc., Wilds was terminated without cause and without notice in Ontario. At the time of her termination, Wilds had been employed for 4.5 months. Based on the Employment Standards Act, she would be entitled to 1 week of notice or pay in lieu of notice.
However, the Superior Court of Justice ruled that Wilds was entitled to 2 months of notice. Why? The courts consider the following factors when determining reasonable notice: the character of the employment, the length of service of the employee, the age of the employee, and the availability of similar employment in relation to the experience, training, and qualifications of the employee. In the case of Wilds, she worked as an executive assistant, was employed for 4.5 months, was 52 years old, and dismissed during the COVID-19 pandemic. She had a grade 13 diploma and was employed in various administrative positions over the years. While the pandemic did not play a factor in the decision, the ruling was based on all things considered, including her age and what would be considered a reasonable notice in securing alternate employment.
As we can see, common law significantly influences reasonable notice entitlement and can have costly outcomes. To safeguard your business and mitigate risks, consider following these steps before proceeding with any termination. Consult with an expert, such as your virtual HR team at Thrive People Solutions, ARIA Consulting, or an employment lawyer. Additionally, consider offering a severance or transition package, contingent upon the exiting employee signing a full and final release. This includes a gratuitous payment and outplacement services. Lastly, reviewing and updating employment contracts prior to hiring can clarify termination entitlements. Explore our resources on employment contracts for more information. Thank you for joining us on our HR Essentials of how common law principles influence termination decisions.
We hope that this video has provided you with valuable knowledge to navigate employee terminations.
Stay tuned to more HR Essentials designed to help you protect, grow, and build a thriving workplace.